Okay, today I wanted to share a little bit of my process of creating art for today, which was very interesting. A little bit different today. I was in the bathroom, uh, creating space inside me for something to enter in, and I was thinking about what am I going to draw today, and I just emptied my mind and just tried to be open, and I got a picture of the earth in my head. So I had my tablet, so I started there, and I started to draw the earth. Uh, and what I was seeing was not like a real precise thing of the earth, but kind of working with what I've been working with for the past week or so is using multiple lines and multiple layers using the rainbow colors with so I would draw a circle. I would draw 7 or 8 circles with the different colors of the rainbow in a kind of a progressive order around the color wheel. And then I would add these different layers, even the layers of, instead of lines, but kind of cloud-like colorings. Uh, and I would still do the rainbow pattern. So I've been playing with that in combination with black lines and other kind of experiments. So it felt like I needed to do that with this too. So what I did though is I started with a plain circle and then I drew in just abstractly kind of the continents. So that was the first layer. Then I opened up a second layer on top of that, and then I filled in all of that with the rainbow lines. But instead of doing the full rainbow, for the land, I did shades of green, and then for the ocean, I did shades of blue. So I didn't quite do the rainbow here. Um, but I did kind of a spectrum of green and a spectrum of blue. So that's the second layer on top of the first, you see here. Then what I did is I switched my brush tool in this sketchbook program from Autodesk, and I created this kind of soft brush that I could change colors with and all that. So I kind of went behind the oceans and behind the continents with the colors again with different shades of blue and different shades of green, but in more of a soft cloud-like patterning. And then I had that I was as I was doing it, I felt drawn to do a little bit of an aura outside of the circle of the earth. So like the blue would where the ocean touched the outside circle, I would add a little bit of that aura, of the blues, and then for the greens as well. And then I added a little bit underneath um, of black clouding, which just gives a little bit of depth in there. Then I was looking at it, and all I got in my head was, oh, satellites, man, satellites. That's the Earth now too. If I'm looking at the Earth now, there's so it just filled my head with satellites, and I looked at the brushes, and I found this brush that just did like if you do a stroke, it just creates these circles. So I kind of just emptied my mind and just started doing orbits of satellites. And then when I finished that, and I did the orbits of satellites in the rainbow colors. But the rainbow colors I did everything except green and blue. So I did the rest of the rainbow in the satellites, as you see here, if you can see that. And then after I was done with that, I felt the the earth, the earth part, the land part needed some texturing. So I just added a little texturing in there, which is part of what you see there. So then I took it, and what I do is I take it out of that program and I put it into a program called Paper Artist. And what Paper Artist does is it gives me kind of different palettes where I could take my drawing and play with it some more in terms of different overall palettes. Um, so the final product here, you see that it's like a negative kind of, instead of the drawing on white, it's black and the drawing colors are shifted. So it's drawing on black. So a black line will become a white line and all that. But then you could play with the different like degrees of color, degrees of darkness, degrees of kind of like you play with the spectrum of what colors become foreground and background, and it actually can polarize some patterns. So you play with that. And then I also always play with not just the black, but I would play with different patterns, different palettes. Most of them are drawings on white, and so the black one is just the one I've been playing with a lot lately. I'm drawn to it right now. So I did that, and I ended up feeling drawn. After I do all of them, I look at them all, and then I go through them one by one, and I just try to sense which is the one. And usually I get an energetic charge around the one that's the one. So whatever that charge is, it's hard to explain. It's kind of just like I feel an energy there that resonates with my being. It's like, okay, that's the one. So then I bring it into Instagram program and I do some final, I play with some of their final filters, which is just like tones and exposure wise. I play with that a little bit. And then I get ready to post it. And then I look at it and I hold it and I just try to empty my mind and say, what is this called? Sometimes I get the name as I'm drawing it. Mostly I get the name when I'm done and I look at it and I just take that time to ask for the naming of it. And with this one, it was like I started to think Earth and this and that, and I started to think about it a little bit. And I went, wait. I need to let go more, because I was holding, it's got to be Earth something. And I just need to let go, and I just let go. And then I got in my head the word terra, like terra forma, because it's the Latin word, I think, for Earth or for land. And then I thought, well, it's not just land, it's aqua. So I thought, oh, terra aqua. And then I did a web search for terra and aqua and all that, and I found out that NASA has satellites called Terra and Aqua, and they have a program called Terra Cognita. And I looked at that phrase, I went, oh, wait a minute. And I looked at the drawing, and it just connected for me. And the Terra Cognita for me was not about this program, which the idea of the program is to use satellites for us to deepen our understanding of the Earth. And that's part of it for me, but also for me, when I looked at the image with that phrase, what I got was, oh, it's the Earth and all of us and our communications, cyberspace, the satellites and everything is like this big, giant terra cognita. It's like we're creating this brain, this global brain. So, and that resonated back with the words of Timothy Leary I had read a while back, where he was talking about how the internet, he believed, was us materializing our collective consciousness. And putting it into physical form. So that's kind of how it all worked together for me, and then I posted it, and then I put it out to the world, and I never know if it connects with people or not. So it's very interesting to see what kind of response I get. So right now, I haven't gotten any responses yet. I got one. A dear friend of mine retweeted it, and so that was cool, and he really loves it. So who knows? I'm just a lot of the way this works is this stream of consciousness drawing, as I call it, is it's kind of a meditation process for me, and it's very, in a way, I think all of us can do this. It's not about the end product, of course. I'm a trained artist or whatever, and I have what people would call talent. I don't know if I'm talented enough to be a Picasso or any of those guys. I'm not involved in any of that kind of construct forming. All I know is I have to do it, and it brings me great joy to do it, and it's also a deep meditation process for me. I've been doing it now consistently every day, and I love doing it every day because it's like a daily meditation practice. I get into this stream of consciousness from doing it, and I could feel it. It has an impact on my mind, and on my capacity to be in the moment. So as each day, as I'm doing this, I'm feeling more and more of a greater capacity to be fully present to life, which is beautiful. So anyway, so that's what I did today. So namaste. Peace out.